So that is the super and subclasses. Then, a couple of more. Sometimes, when you define such a super and subclasses, all employee should be one of these. Okay? Or sometimes employee may not belong to secretary nor engineer nor technician, which means so employee if must one of this, one of the subclasses. This one is possible. Or may be one of subclasses, which means there might be employee who does not belongs to any of subclasses. So this is called total participation. This one is called partial participation. So in super and subclasses, there are full total. Total is the same as the full. Total participation or partial participation. Okay? So to represent the total means double line here. It's a double line. And the partial is a single line. So when you see the double line over here, which means employee should be one of these. However, if this one is single line, like this, which means there exists employee who do not belong to any of these. Okay? Just a general employee, not secretary, not engineer, not technician. Okay? So this is the partial participant. And one more thing is, there may be secretary and engineer. Okay? Or secretary and technician. Or secretary and technician and the engineer. If you allow multiple participation of the subclass, okay, so that is called multiple participation. This is called overlap. If you do not allow multiple participation, which means only secretary or only engineer, only technician, okay, that is called disjoint. So to represent overlap, we use O notation. Disjoint D. So for example, O here. That means there exists the employee, secretary, and technician, or technician and engineer, or secretary and engineer and technician. This is called overlap. Or if we do not allow such an overlap, which means always separate. Only secretary, only engineer, only technician, that is called D. Disjoint. So by combining this, there are four possibility. One is total overlap. Total overlap means total overlap, which means all employee should be at least one of this. Okay? Which means employee can be secretary and engineer. Employee can be secretary, engineer, technician. However, it's not allowed only employee without this one. That is the total and overlap. Total and disjoint means all employee at most one of this. But it's not allowed only just employee. Total means all employee should be this one of this only. Okay, disjoint. That is total disjoint. And partial overlap means there might be employee who does not belong to any of these. That's allowed. But it's an overlap. Overlap means it can be this one, or all of this. This is the partial and overlap. Partial overlap. And last one is partial disjoint. Partial disjoint means partial and this one allowed. Only this one allowed. Only this one allowed. Only this one will be allowed. So this is the 4 possibility by combining total, partial, and overlap disjoint. Then from the diagram, ER diagram, we can understand which one is which. Okay? So this is called the extent. This is a very easy concept because we have learned a lot. So nowadays, most of the students start from the object-oriented programming. So in terms of object-oriented programming, this is not very complicated. But non-computer science major or who learned the non-object-oriented programming, sometimes hard to understand, really. Hard to understand. Why do I need to this way? What is the overlap? What is the disjoint? But fortunately nowadays, object-oriented programming is popular. So this is. That doesn't mean database, later database use this one? No. Answer is no. Database cannot use such a super and subclasses. That is a problem. So we will see how database can handle such a thing. But in real life modeling, we are doing what? Keep in mind, conceptual modeling. It's not database modeling. In the conceptual modeling, this one is much easier to model in our real life. Okay? If you know the database a little bit, may be confused. Okay? So it's a good idea. Just throw away any knowledge on database. Okay? Just we are doing conceptual modeling. Okay? So this is one of the way to model such a specific requirement. Who decide whether employee or ER model? Whether we are going to go for ER model or whether we are going to go for ER model, who decide? It's you. Okay, as a modeler, conceptual model. You probably heard about one of the job title nowadays, very popular and very high, the paid salary. Job is data architect. Data architect is doing such a thing. They are not doing the small data architecture in the small company. They can do the both physical database modeling as well as the conceptual modeling. But most of the company, the data architect is doing only the conceptual modeling, such a thing. Okay. So, but how we can decide whether this is a disjoint, whether this is the super and subclasses, whether how many subclasses, who decide, whether this can be determined by generalization or special, how we can decide? By analyzing your information, okay, as well as application. So you should have a broad view. So that is the reason it requires the experience. Mostly such a data architect need 7 to 10 years of experience, not entry level. Okay? So which means you need to practice. So this is the ER model. So this is one of the example of the, what time is it? 5 more minutes. Oh, so let's just, so let me quickly finalize. So this is the one of the example of the employee. Question: in this this is the is this the ER or ER diagram? This is the ER diagram. How many entities can you find here? First employee. 1, 3, 3. Are they the entity or not?
No.
It's a subclass. And what about manager?
No.
It's the subclass of employee. So in this case, how many subclass? One. So we do not have such a detail. One, we cannot disjoint. One, we cannot overlap. We don't have to. And so but it's a partial participant. Okay, some of them are managers, some of them are not. In this case, still one. And what about this? Salaried employee, hourly employee. So subclasses of the employee. So still one. Project is yes. And trade union, yes. So there are three. How many relationship?
Two.
Manage and belongs to. So this is one employee. Then another question: how many super and subclasses?
We have
How many set of super and subclasses?
one subclass.
One, two. This is the super and subclass.
Yeah.
One subclass. Three. Okay. So this one. This is a partial or total? It's a total. Employee should be either this one or this one. And is it disjoint or overlap? Disjoint means employee cannot be both salary and hourly. Okay? And one more. How did you define these super and subclasses? Generalization or specialization? Generalization, which means first you identify this, then they are common into the employee, that is the SSN name, birth date, address. Okay? So relationship may be possible to be relationship between entity and subclass of entity. Okay? So this is also possible. So then the next class on Thursday, do not come to this classroom. Instead, the South Shore 136, then you can sit on. If you bring your laptop, please turn on to be ready. And if you do not set up the group yet, please come to the front. Okay, then I'm going to assign. Otherwise, if you do not show up right now, I'm going to forcibly assign to the group.